So I don't know if it's pronounced ISOM or ISOM. I'm just going to go ISOM, number one. This is the first issue, and it's not just setting up this ISOM character, it's setting up like this whole universe, this Rippaverse. So how did it do? It's good. I mean it's fine. So we'll start with the good, and then we'll do the not so good. And there's probably going to be some spoilers in here, so just kind of beware of that. So the first good doesn't really have anything to do with the comic book necessarily, but just the company itself, and that is just the infrastructure of it. The From where you order the book, they have like their own website to order it, and then they have like the communication with the customer throughout the entire process from when you order to when it actually comes in the mail. All of that was just well established, and you don't always get that with these upstart comic book makers. A lot of times you'll just with these other ones you'll just like send some money, and then like 6 to 9 months later, a book shows up, maybe, hopefully. But with this one, it was really well planned out, and the communication was great. I think the book was supposed to come out a couple weeks earlier, or maybe a month earlier. But again, I mean, they keep the communication up, so it doesn't feel like they just like took off with your money. Another good thing is the artwork in here. It's just really well done. It doesn't. It looks professional. It looks like professional artwork, and you can tell it's about 90 pages. So it's a pretty solid book. It's not like a 15-minute read or anything like that. So yeah, it's a pretty good bang for your buck. Another good point is the title character of Isom. That's his superhero name. His real name's Avery, and Avery is it kind of reminded me of Rambo. If you've seen the Rambo movies, after the first one, it seems like they're always like Rambo is just off in the woods, just wanting to be left alone. Somebody finds him and says like, "Hey, we got a job for you," and Rambo's like, "Hey, I don't do that anymore." But then eventually he goes and he picks up the job. That's kind of where Isom is. We don't really know how he got there, but we know this is where he ended up. It's not an origin story or anything like that. But where we pick up, he's like a grizzled superhero who's kind of hung up the proverbial cape. I don't think he actually has a cape, but that's where it picks up. And I would say if the entire book was just about him, this would probably be like a 4 out of 5. It would have been just much better if it just kind of stayed focused on this one character and the villain and his kind of personal journey. So that was the good. Now we'll do the not so good. And the main thing is just all of the world building. I think it's just too much. It's a kind of a small book, so it was just way too many characters introduced to really care about any of them except for like the main guy. So you have there's this blonde one called Yira, I think Yira, kind of like a rogue from the X-Men type character. She's a villain. She may be like a super villain. I don't know. Again, not much of an explanation. She just kind of shows up and attacks things. We don't know why, and then she just kind of disappears. And then there's the Alpha Core. There's 3 superheroes, and they kind of help assist the government with villains. I think again they just kind of show up and then they're just gone, and you don't really get any resolution at the end of the book. And then in the end, they introduce even more superheroes, like a rock band, like a superhero rock band, like their rock band at night, but then during the day they fight crime. I think I don't know, but this there's just kind of tacked on at the very end. But I'd like to know more about these characters. I'd like to care about them, but I just don't because you're just kind of they introduce them and then they're gone. And I know you're trying to set up this entire universe, so you got to introduce them at some point. It just seemed like a lot. It seemed like you were like trying to drink water out of a fire hose. I mean, I'd like to know more about like Yira or Yira. We'll go Yira. She's blonde and she's very pretty. She's got her blue bandana and sorry, what? And I know they're trying to set up a universe. I get that, but I mean, when you're just introducing characters and just taking them out so quickly, where you can't even get invested, and you don't even care about them, you're not even going to remember them by the time the next one comes out. And another thing with the not so good category is the costume reveal at the end. So he's Avery like the entire time. We don't see him in like a superhero costume. He's just wearing like everyday clothes. So they have this reveal where he tries on the costume at the end, and I mean I think they tried to play it up for like a big moment, but it's the one on the cover here. Like I knew what it was. So again, it's nothing super groundbreaking or amazing, but it's also not terrible or trash, nothing like that. I don't want my money back or anything like that. It's good. It's I mean it's fine. I give it a 3 out of 5. So that's I mean that's pretty good. One thing I didn't mention earlier is just the crazy amount of effort that this took to get this Rippaverse thing off the ground. I mean I can only imagine how many people it's taking to work on this. So just to pull this off and to get like a really high quality book for your first book, I mean that's really impressive. Let me know if you guys want more comic reviews. All I've done so far is just movies, but if you guys want more, maybe I'll do more. I'm reading The Last Ronin right now. It's like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle dystopian book. Seems to be pretty good so far. But yeah, if you guys want more of these, maybe I'll do one for that. So, okay, bye.